Chapter 5. Beyond the Lines of Magic and Reason. Excuse me, would you happen to be Elvis? And you are?
It says, friends.
Friends? Unfortunately, I have to inform you that Sarah doesn't have any friends. Perhaps you've misunderstood. Again with this. Being around the bushes are going to help. Let's just get straight to the point. We're travelers. When we arrived at the city and we were completely clueless, Sarah was extremely hospitable and accommodating to us. We were incredibly grateful to her. However, it seems that her goodwill worked against her, as I hear she is now being punished for her actions. The leader of this Zevitz organization that you work for is apparently going to take measures against her. I'd heard this from Rudo, so is you that... Please, could we speak with you, even for just a moment? Sorry, but we have our own issues to deal with as well. Even if you've come to me with all that in mind, this isn't a matter that can be taken lightly.
About Sarah, when we first met, she had introduced herself to us as Rune.
Oh! What? What did you just say? Elvis's brusque expression changed in an instant. It seems that anyone deeply connected will have quite the reaction to the name Rune. Now we just need one more push. I promise you, if this matter is not of your concern, then we will not press you any further. I understand that this is incredibly presumptuous of me, but I simply want to confirm a few things. I seek to have a discussion with you. Shall we take this elsewhere then? Yes, score! Meanwhile, he's like, oh yeah, 2 hot girls. Foreigners, don't know any better, let's do this. Our lodging is just the outskirts of town, and they're inviting me back to their place? Oh yeah. Is that alright with you? Just the 2 of you? Yes, what of it? Yes, they're so foolish. Why would you bring that up? No! Don't you feel that bringing a man back to your lodging at this time of night is rather... careless? Careless? What makes you say that? And what does being a man or woman have to do with anything? I suppose this could be chalked up to cultural differences? Regardless, the answer is no. If you want to talk, then let's do so in the park in the central square. This time of day there are still people around. They should be much quieter than this place. Please, go ahead. I'll leave as soon as I settle the bill. Well, just what was with his attitude? Sophie, what's the matter?
I have a feeling that in this place's culture, men are still predominantly in a position of power.
Huh? That can't be. Considering how much their civilization has progressed, that is rather hard to believe.
You never know. Without any craft, that normal girl can't really beat a guy in a fight. Rugen's Eye was like that before too, right?
A male-centered society where brute force means everything. Just how long ago was that? How many jabs are going to take in modern culture, dude? Come on. So that does explain his initial demeanor. I can't quite tell whether this city is progressing or regressing. Is something on your mind?
No, it's just I thought that it's kind of scary if that was the case.
Violent crimes, though seldom, still do occur in Rugenside. But ones born from sexism are just about non-existent.
That is true, but when things are as simple as this have to be explained to be understood, do you think we can ever understand each other?
You do have a point. However, if you become fearful from just that, the name of Rugenside will be tarnished. As long as there are no major obstacles between us, I'm sure we can talk and reach a mutual understanding.
Yeah, I know.
I still like that song, the bar song. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Thank you for taking time to meet with us.
By the way, who advised you to talk to me about all this? Oh. We give Elvis a short rundown of the events till this point. I see, so it's Hurts, eh? I'm surprised you understood him. He sounds like a Kermit with head damage. Is he doing well? Doing well? I suppose he is. If he weren't, he couldn't possibly be able to down that much alcohol. Heh, see, that's just like him. If I may presume, does this mean that it's been a while since you've last met? Yes, it's been quite a while. let's just say things happened. In any case, why don't we introduce ourselves properly? My name is Elvis Falster. I serve as the CTO of Zavitz Enterprise. I'm Ratona, a traveler.
I'm Sophie, Ratona's fellow travel companion. It's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Excuse me, I have an unrelated question that I was hoping you could answer. It's been bothering me since yesterday. You mentioned some sort of title, but I don't quite understand what it means. Rudo also mentioned something similar. CTO is short for Chief Technological Officer. You can think of it as the person in charge of the technical side of things. I see. I think. Rudo is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. In other words, he's at the topmost position of Zavitz Enterprise. Whoa. That's a lot easier to understand. It seems that these titles serve as positions when introducing oneself. How do you not know that? Fine.
Chief Executive, so basically like the President?
Well, technically not quite, but, well, the nuance is the same.
I see.
I take it your home country doesn't have entities such as corporations?
Huh?
Wait a minute.
Do forgive me for commenting, but if I'm not mistaken, you appear much older than Rudo Zavitz. So how is it that he is allowed to wield absolute authority?
Haha, you are straight to the point, aren't you? Well, you have a point. Rudo is a mere 22 years of age, after all.
22? That's like two twos next to each other. That's weird.
Just 3 years apart from me.
He's just 3 years away from Ratona.
Don't say my inner monologue, bitch. Amazing, isn't he? He's so much younger than I am, but he's been able to keep the company this huge running so well.
So do you mean he's the leader of a really huge organization?
That he is. In terms of sheer scale, Zavitz is the largest on the entire hour pole.
Well then, is there some kind of ceremony for those people for them to become leaders?
Huh? Ceremony? What, are you high?
Yeah, a ceremony.
Well, it's not quite a ceremony. Unless you're referring to promotion parties?
Party?
It's a celebration event? You guys are so off track.
Well, during our travels, we'd heard of this country, whenever they choose their next ruler, using a ceremony called the Path Down, they inherit all the predecessors' knowledge, experiences, and knowledge. It's a kind of culture wherein the descendants next generation will be able to gain the qualification they need to be the next ruler.
Yeah, you do realize how weird that sounds to anyone who's not part of that country?
Path has continued for many generations, serves to bolster straight that country, and also shows a strong union with the citizens.
Is that true?
For someone so young to inherit such a large kingdom, well, company in this case, he has to be qualified to be so, so you need a ceremony like that, right?
No. Are you high? You seem high, your eyes are quite big. By inheriting knowledge, can I take that to mean that they are educated and groomed by their predecessors?
Educated, well, that is part of it, but it's more literal, actually. Like, they literally absorb their knowledge. The experience and knowledge are directly transmitted.
Elvis tilts his head. Directly transmitted, not via speaking, writing, or teaching, yet? There's no such thing. That's complete hopcock, and you need to go to the hospital. Us folk in the outer pole have to use words, speech, more concrete forms of communication to convey what we're thinking and feeling. There's no other way for us to do so. It is impossible for us to directly transmit knowledge, as you say. So I suppose that in the outer pole's culture, there is no such ceremony to install leaders, as you mentioned. Why do you ask?
Well, that's because
we're wandering around different countries, traveling to learn and study more about the world, you see. By experiencing all sorts of cultures, we'd like to expand our knowledge on the vastness of this world. That sounds like quite the undertaking, especially considering the world's state of affairs lately. I envy you both. If I weren't from the outer pole, I would have loved to travel the world as well. Oh, but I digress. Let's get back to the heart of the matter. For confirmation's sake, you said that Sarah introduced herself as Rune, correct?
Yes. You knew about Rune, didn't you, Elvis?
Did I know her? We were like a family up until she died. Rune and Rune's father, Sid, we had been very good friends. Okay, this is part of the Final Fantasy universe, confirmed. Sid and I built Zavitz Enterprise from the ground up. Impressive. He's quite the influential individual.
Hotsuan sure knows all sorts of people. Have been? Does that mean Sid is?
He passed away about 3 years ago.
Baruto's still 22 years old. He must have still been awful young.
There's quite a long history behind that.
Well, then could you please tell us about the relationship between Rune and Sarah? Are they one the same? Yes, we're completely in the dark about what's going on. Please tell us about Sarah. Just who is she? Is that her real name?
Her real name, eh? That name is a term we use in order to pertain to Sarah. As for whether it qualifies as a name, well, I suppose that depends on your definition on what a name is.
Judging by how you're referring to her, should we take that to mean that she really is being treated as a slave?
Excuse me?
We're merely travelers and know nothing of the customs of this land. However, from where we came from, treating people like belonging is something that should not ever be tolerated. So right now we cannot even hide our astonishment regarding the state of affairs.
I see, you two were born and raised in a very good country. But just to clear up any misunderstandings, I have to inform you that she is no slave. It was just a few decades ago that slavery was outlawed in this country. Although there are still some wretched folk out there who practice it in absolute secrecy.
Then that makes even less sense. Why do you refer to her as if she were an object?
Precisely because she is an object. You asked about her name earlier, yes? The word Sarah is a term we use to refer to her, and means Synapse Architect Review and Assessment.
Synapse Architect Review and Assessment. Okay. S-A-R-A.
We took the first letters of each word from the title of the report written up when she was first constructed. Wow, that's weird music. That's why technically it's a name, it's an acronym.
What? Constructed? That doesn't make sense. Sarah was made?
Sarah's a product of Zevitz Enterprises' last president, Zid Zevitz, created to handle man-related tasks in the outer pole. Sarah is a machine.
You must be joking. A machine?
Although our company, Zevitz Enterprises, is well known for man-to-energy conversion and energy supply services.
Wait just a minute here. A machine? By machine you mean something like a clock?
Well, it's only a completely different dimension of complexity, but yes, in a sense I suppose I do.
With all due respect, I just cannot believe that.
Well, I suppose most people wouldn't.
Machines do not possess sentience, do they?
Huh?
Whoever was with us yesterday was clearly sentient and had a strong sense of self. She's aware of her surroundings, knew right from wrong, exercised judgment, and is able to display compassion for others.
Intriguing. Which happened to be acquainted with philosophy.
Not really? Won't say I'm on that level of familiarity.
When asked on the difference between what is and isn't human, being able to go straight to questions about its perception ability is proof that one has been thoroughly educated in these matters. Your homeland truly must be rich in a variety of aspects. I'm envious.
Wait just a moment. In regards to your assertion that Sarah's a machine, all I can see is an excuse for you to treat her as you do now.
I'm answering your questions, fully aware that you most likely would be in disbelief. You are free to believe me or otherwise. In fact, if I were in your place, I probably wouldn't believe it myself.
Realistically speaking, there's no way to verify your... Etona, just let him speak, please. Come on. In any case, we're both at dead ends. And we're sort of on a time limit. We need to cross like halfway across the planet in, maybe half a day now. Okay. This way we can see if he's telling the truth, right? Okay? Okay, now shut up, bitch.
Very well, then. The younger looking girl seems to be a hold of power in their relationships. Quite intriguing. Regardless, we still find it difficult to swallow your claim that Rune...
Regardless, we still find it difficult to swallow your claim that Rune is indeed a machine.
Perfectly sensible. To be honest, much of it remains a mystery to myself as well.
Elvis?
Yes?
If you don't mind, we'd like to show you a kind of craft, if you so please.
Minecraft, you say? Ah, are you two Minecrafters?
Yes, we're Minecrafters who've come from a country far away from here.
You say you're travels, but to think you are from the inner pole, are you sure about this? Consider where you are right now. What about Manashok?
According to Rudo, we had 3 or 4 days remaining. We're shouldering that risk by voluntarily being here.
I see. I think I now have a grasp of how gravely you two view this matter. Seeing as you are willing to divulge all this, should I take it to mean that you're deadly serious about all this.
It wouldn't be fair to keep one silently ask you for information after all.
I do appreciate the sentiment, but unfortunately I don't have time. I'll essentially be trapped in the office from tomorrow till next week or so with little to no free time to spare. I still have some matters to attend to after this as well.
Hee hee! That won't be an issue. This craft will be over in the blink of an eye. It involves separating your head from your body. It's quite interesting. Just as she says, this craft won't take much of your time.
I'm not quite sure I follow. What should I do exactly?
For the meantime, all we need is your trust in us. All we wish to do is exchange information with you. If there's any information or knowledge you'd like us to impart, then we can share it directly with you at the same time.
Sharing information directly?
Before we go any further, this means you don't have any reservations with talking with us, right?
Yeah. Though I do have my limits. It's just that I don't have time to explain everything in full.
It's alright, you'll understand in a few minutes. You trust us?
Okay, sure. Why not?
Tee, thank you very much! Alright, Rotona, could I have a little mana? Your wish is my command.
Good agreed. This sure is quite the turn of events. I can't believe I get to see Minecraft performed in the flesh, and I'm a little anxious.
We'll explain further on the other side, now!
Other side? Wait, what?
She's glowing. And there's also something around her. Sophie. Sophie had already begun converting mana. She's so concentrated on the task that she doesn't even notice me speaking anymore. There's no natural present mana, so my internal mana isn't stabilizing. I didn't expect conversions need this much concentration. Yada yada yada. Just how did Return clear sword so quickly? It still took her like 30 seconds. Alright, this should do it. Sophie opens her eyes wide. It seems that she finished preparations. Music stop.
Is it just me, or her eyes more radiant than before? No, they're also still the same size, approximately 6 times the size of my own eyes. Quite interesting. The sheen of her hair, too. Even her skin seems to be radiating a weak light.
Shall we begin?
Yes.
Excuse me for a moment. Sophie pressed her right index finger and middle fingers together and lightly touched Elvis's temples. Are you alright? It seems to be taking longer than usual, perhaps because we're in the outer pole. Yeah, it's been a while, so I'm a little nervous. Head explodes. No need to tense up so much. This craft isn't going to do any harm. Your body will warm up a little, as if you've done some light jogging.
I see.
Now, if you please, less.
Understood. Whoa! What a strange sensation! I can feel my physical body, but my consciousness is sinking, like it's getting sucked into a deep darkness.
Okay, I've established a link with you, Elvis. Next is Rotona.
Rotona as well.
Sophie serves as an intermediary connecting the three of us. That allows all of us to share our consciousness.
Is that even...
What we will now connect is referred to as a mind dive. It's a type of Minecraft that falls under Comcraft, which is mainly used to establish links between consciousness of one or more parties. How do you feel, Elvis?
This all feels very strange. The sounds around us are slowly fading away, and then my consciousness is becoming trapped inside. Inside there's a girl, Sophie, whose existence is growing more and more pronounced.
Just about ready to, Rotona. Could you bless, please?
Understood. Suddenly now Ratona's joining my consciousness. Oh, all this truly, there are no words I can use to describe this, contrary to me just describing this with words. Oh.
Let's begin.
Oh. This place is Lab 9. How do we get in this place?
This place is called... Media Storage. Okay, Media Storage. It's a space serving as a materialized form of your subconscious.
The manifestation of my subconscious. The manifestation of my subconscious. I'll say it out loud, just in case you guys can't read my thoughts. Did my thoughts just flow out without my knowing it?
We're currently in the realm of your subconscious.
My subconscious.
All the things you wish to ask us and any information that you allow us to know is conveyed to us purely as is. And that's it, you have to be able to hear my own thoughts as well.
Her mouth isn't moving, but I can still hear her voice. Oh, she's a ventriloquist. Amazing.
I'm sure it comes as quite a surprise to you, but I'm sure you'll quickly get used to it.
I see. How do I put it? It's as if I wandered straight into a fairy tale.
Normally, this craft, a mind dive, is supposed to last but a moment or two. A conversation that normally lasts a full hour will only take a split second. But there are some conditions that may cause it to take longer. Most of the time, when there are multiple people like this, it does take quite a bit longer. This time, since there are 3 of us, and so that is less alienated to Elvis, I've structured it as more of a conversation between us. I'm grateful for that, I suppose. Should I? Now I'm the one who can't follow the conversation. Should I? Now I'm the one who can't follow the conversation. Is that necessary? Ha 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 ha. I can tell you're pretty nervous about all this, so I'll try to explain it a little better. As Utona said earlier, media storage is a space manifested from your subconscious, and here there's no distinction between truth and lies. The only thing here is the matter within your body and mind containing your pure unadulterated memories and the unconscious mind that allows you to convey them. Convey my memories, both my conscious and subconscious? Whoa! Humans do have some memories which they'd rather not let others know of. Your conscious and unconscious selves have the right to choose what to show us and what not to. There are things you feel you must tell us and things you feel that you mustn't. For those sealed off memories, even someone like me who freely use a mind dive cannot peek into those. Essentially, for the things you choose to tell or show us, the rest of it will not be conveyed. I can't believe such amazing technology actually exists in this world. The mind dive is quite a peculiar craft. Only those who can use the path down can utilize it. Basically, it's a craft only royalty can use. It's not something that needs to be shared, so I'm keeping these thoughts and memories closed off. Is that so? I don't fully understand, but that means we can take our time here and discuss whatever we wish at our own pace? No, we don't need to go about it in such a roundabout manner. We should be able to communicate via senses as well. Once you open up the information we need to exchange, whatever you'd like to share with us should freely flow out. Huh? Nothing's happening. Looks like we need a little more time. Suppose this is what it's like dealing with someone from the outer pole. The flow of internal mana is a little stagnant. It'll take some time for it to react. I'll relax for a bit until you get used to it. Sooner or later, you won't have to speak. Instead, our consciousness will just freely share information. Alright. So this is really quite a strange experience. So I can see straight into the two of you. Your personalities, your humanity, I can perceive it directly. And we could say the same to you, Elvis. Huh? This room represents who you are as a person. That's depressing. The space is clean and well organized, the lighting is just right, and the entire is stable. It's a sign that your thoughts are coexisting amicably with ours. If the compatibility is off and the incongruities in one personality would either reject a mind dive entirely, or the space of the media storage would be dark and warped. I see. I appreciate the compliments, but I'm not exactly the nicest person there is. Truth is, I've had some doubts about you two, that you may be industry spies. For all I know, you might have been set by a Hivas. Yeah, we know. Rather, we felt that from him some time back. But now I see it so clearly, like the anxieties in my heart are being cleansed. The two of you are truly simply wanting to talk to me. And more than that, the two of you are truly worried about Sarah. Oh, it's begun.